on my ass.
I just banged your wife?
Name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total non-stop impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Non-Stop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday night impacting. His mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha skin manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Non-Stop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
We are the Rascals, and you are listening to Total
Non-Stop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Non-Stop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
What's up, Impact Wrestling? Let's make some noise!
Sitting here, you guys got a 15-minute intro of putting yourselves over while I'm sitting here and watching J-Bone and Kaylon and your 50. I never saw a 15-minute intro of three guys putting themselves over.
This is the good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Non-Stop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Law, my co-host, J-Bone, and this is the Throwback Show, NWA-TNA number 44. J-Bone, what's happening?
Oh, no sleep, 2 shows, no headband. We're just...
He's a mess. I'm a mess, too. Look at my... I'm just all over the place. I mean, we are not used to going on Wednesdays, even though, Jay... technically, these shows originally aired on Wednesdays.
This is true.
You know, these were Wednesday pay-per-views. The Wednesday night, the original Wednesday night show was TNA, guys. So we don't know where Bill is. Bill is traveling. As you guys saw yesterday, the guy is a lunatic, right? So Bill is an absolute lunatic.
He's making towns, baby.
He's making more towns than some independent wrestlers. It's crazy. It's insane. He's going to be in Chicago tomorrow. I'm going to see Bill tomorrow at AAW Alive tomorrow night. So I will see him. But in the meantime, the guy is an absolute lunatic, and he is just all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if he passed out, Jay. I would not be surprised if he is asleep at the wheel of life right now.
Oh, I was going to say, hopefully not asleep literally at the wheel. That would be bad.
That would be bad. We don't want him.
That's bad.
That's bad. We don't want him to sleep at the wheel. We do want him healthy, but we do want him to rest, Jay. But I want him to be rested because he's got a big night tomorrow. So hopefully, I know.
What's going on tomorrow, Trent? For those who don't know.
Oh, let me tell you, AAW, the company I work for, one of the biggest independents in the country, is coming back tomorrow with the Alive series. AAW Alive is kicking off tomorrow night. Lots of independent and Impact Wrestling talent on this one tomorrow. Jake Crystal will be on. We have Rohit / Hakeem Zayn, excuse me. And he will be on tomorrow as well. And I'm trying to think who else. There's some more. That's why I'm missing somebody.
That Ace and his Fulton.
Ace and Fulton will be on tomorrow. The new tag, and they're taking on the besties for the AAW tag team titles, guys. So that's gonna be fun.
They're just running in there and challenging them.
They really, really are, and I'm excited about that because this is Fulton's debut for AAW, actually, Jay. So I'm excited to have Fulton in AAW. So it's going to be a really good time tomorrow. So if you guys, unfortunately, if you're in Chicago, it is sold out. But don't worry, you can get it on Fight TV tomorrow night. So order it on Fight TV. It's only $13.
Yeah, not bad.
Don't be a cheap ass, right, Jay? Don't be cheap, right? $13. I've seen you people spend more money on lattes, J-Bone. Lattes, I tell you. Not you.
Latte?
Not you, but you. Let me ask you a question before. If anybody saw yesterday's show, They saw J-Bone was hopped up on 777 milligrams of caffeine last night. You had Adam today perpetuate the 240. Oh my God, Adam today
240 milligrams of butter.
Adam today was perpetuating this. Was it Adam or Truck? Who was sending you stuff to drink more of today because you needed?
I think they were both being they were helping the cause.
They do care about you, but at the same time they're trying to kill you. That's what's happening. They're trying to kill you.
I try not to do too many of them. Yes, I do realize it's bad for me. I used to drink them a lot more. I usually just drink them now, like Tuesday midweek-ish is when I do. Well, I've done 4 shows now in the last 24 hours. So yeah, no sleep last night. Really, I needed it today. Pot of coffee, didn't do shit.
I want to thank everybody who is joining us tonight. Special night for the Throwback, guys. It's on Thursday like we normally do. I do appreciate you guys accommodating myself and Bill because we will be at AEW tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we need to push. And look, TNI does not sleep. We still put the Throwback. I've seen a lot of podcasts, Jay. They'll be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna skip the show this week." Even Basil's like, "Hey guys," he's like, "Trent, I think you should skip the show this week. Just skip Throwback because you got a lot going on." I go, "No, fuck that shit. We're not skipping shit." Sammy Callahan him yesterday, and I said, "We're not skipping anything because we don't skip anything. We still do the Throwback episode 44." J-Bone, are we gonna wait? Are we gonna stall until Bill gets here? I don't think we should. I think we should go ahead.
I'm double booked, baby. So
all right. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead. And if I'm looking to my left, guys, I'm just doing something with AAW as well right now. I'm trying to get things popping, as they say. So I'm trying to get a few things going, just last minute stuff, So bear with me on that. If I keep looking to my left, I'm just taking care of some stuff here. But J-Bone, we can kick it off. Do you want to mention maybe a little bit you want to quickly just talk about just mention Victory Road? And we talked about, we're not going to go over all the news from last night, but could you just quickly mention Victory Road? Because we do want to keep plugging it this week as it is Saturday. If you want to just quickly tell everybody about Victory Road and what's coming up.
Shit, I didn't even plug it on my own show. That's how tired I am.
Yeah, look at this guy. What am I gonna do?
So for those of you who did not hear, I am going to be doing a review of Victory Road right after Victory Road. And for the TNI content here on Total Nonstop Impact, we are going to do it the night after. We're going to talk about it on the Sunday show, the Impact Plus Weekly. And that literally is an Impact Plus show. So it's as much as I know this brand would like to do it the night of, I think it's even more appropriate to do it on the Impact Plus Weekly because it is Impact Plus content.
Yes, that'll be fun. I still can't get over, guys, how yesterday shaped up within one show. Like Victory Road shaped up in parallel with Bound for Glory last night. It was incredible. I love how brilliantly they did it. I thought it was awesome.
Boom, 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 boom. They got the card all set up pretty.
It really awesome. I am excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they pull out and how it feeds into Bound for Glory, because it's going to have some repercussions, right, Jay? It's got to have something that's gonna kind of feed into it. So I'm looking forward to see how they kind of tie it all together. But either way, excited to watch it. But in the meantime, Paul Nelson thinks I didn't invite you tomorrow. Look at this, J-Bone. You didn't invite Uncle. He's invited. He's always invited, but he has to stay back. J-Bone, you want to tell him why? I mean, it's just a little tense right now, Paul. I mean, things are still a little tense out there. Give us a break.
Oh, I would love to go. It's limited. It's limited crowds at these events. It's just not safe for me to go personally right now. I would love to. I'm still going to watch it. I actually have some credits saved up that I've been waiting to spend on Fight TV stuff. So I'm actually going to get it with my credits. So
yeah, I mean, he's going to watch. Jay's there. He's there in spirit. That's how you guys can watch.
I might even just lose my mind and do a random review tomorrow night.
Oh.
Who knows? You never know.
I'd be grateful. You did a quick AEW review tomorrow. That'd be nice. So I'd be excited if you did that. Thank you, J-Bone. Thank you in advance.
I don't know how long it takes you to get home from that, but I'd wait for you if it wasn't going to be too insanely late.
The show goes off the air. I think it's 7 to 9:30. I probably won't be home till 11 o'clock. Just realistically, because it's over at Bourbon Street, which you've been to. It's a little, as you know, it's a little further from my place.
Yeah,
so,
other side of town.
Yeah, so you could start it. You could patch me in live on location. How about that? If you are doing it, send me the link. Maybe Bill and I can quickly patch in with you live on locations for a few minutes.
Oh,
not a bad idea, huh? So we could go with that. Let's try that.
That'd be hot.
Yeah, let's try that. That could be cool. So, but in the meantime, guys, we're going to talk about NWA-TNA number 44. Last week, if you missed number 43, that was a huge show. My buddy Dave was on, my dear friend Dave, and he had such a blast, Jay. He's like, if you ever want to do that again, let me know. I am totally down to do that again.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad he had fun. He's not a regular podcaster, is he?
No, not at all. Not at all. He is that was his first podcast that he's ever been on.
Oh, wow.
So he's never done a pod before. So it was fitting that he was on that one. So I'm glad to have had him on. But if we ever want to get him back, there's going to be some more special shows, Jay. There's other ones that are built up pretty big. So
sure.
We'll get him on another one. Without a doubt. We'll absolutely get him on another one for sure. So,
because there's several of these to go. These go through like partway through 2004. So I'm sure there's a few more special ones in there before it goes into the damn it, I can never remember
Fox Sports.
Fox Sports. Thank you. I'm like
basically before they moved to Florida. That's the thing.
Pre-spike.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going with the Asylum years, and the Asylum years is what we're hanging on to. That's that's the love. That's the heartfelt era that we like to talk about. So, but no, absolutely, we're gonna talk about it. But let's jump into 44, Jay. Well, if Bill pops in, he pops in. If not, Jay and I will go old school, just the two of us. It'll be nice to have us. So
there we go.
Jay, let's start it off. This took place on May 7th, 2003. No, I was on Dave's couch. And as you guys saw, there was a photo of the couch that I was on. Me on Dave's couch watching TNA. He got a picture. One picture exists. That son of a bitch even sent me a photo of the couches when he went to his dad's house a couple of days later. He's like, look, it's the couches. So I was on his couch watching TNA number 44. Now, J-Bone, where were you on May 7th, 2003?
Probably celebrating a wedding anniversary of sorts.
Oh crap. Not one that lasted, right?
It's that one. So it was damn it, I can't remember what day that was. I know it was May. It was early first few weeks of May. I remember that much. So it was darn close to that.
Those days don't exist anymore, J-Bone. That was a memory.
They're a little blurry. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sorry, J-Bone. I'm sorry to hear that happened.
It's okay.
But hey. Sorry to open that fucking wound up, but let's talk TNA instead. Let's go to a brighter subject here. Yikes. We kick off, guys, with a recap of number 43, the epic number 43, which was still, in my opinion, it was probably up to this point the most hyped and fun, intense shows that they had, for that era. So 43, got a little recap. 43. We start off, Jay, with Mike and Don in the ring, going over the Anarchy and the Asylum, the rules and the matchups. Now, this almost was as confusing as the King of the Mountain.
I was gonna say, I was trying to think of the other match that they always, had the wonky rules too, but this is, So,
what's funny though is that when you notice, like the way they were explaining it seemed complicated, but when you actually got to the match, it wasn't that complicated. Like it was pretty simple when you got to the match.
It was entrances every 90 seconds. That's simple. You had to get thrown over the top rope to get eliminated but pinfalls
Mm-hmm.
could also happen anywhere in the arena. So if you left the ring with someone, you could go anywhere and still get a pinfall.
Yeah, for the qualifying match you're talking, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which to me was like the part that I couldn't remember because I saw like random outside pinfalls. Like, did they announce this? Did I miss this? I'm like, I guess I must have missed that part. But there was a lot of extra rules in this, like the pinfall anywhere thing.
Yeah, it was basically an extreme version of like a Royal Rumble type match.
Yeah,
you know.
What I liked about it, though, is I lived up to the name, right? Anarchy in the Asylum. It was a very Asylum, like it incorporated the entire Asylum.
Yes.
The idea was you could be anywhere and this shit can go down.
Oh,
So
yeah. And the whole brand of NWA-TNA at this time was very sympathetic to the passing of ECW. There was a lot of new incoming talent from the former ECW from the last couple years. And, they wanted to continue some of that hardcore legacy. And they really did it some justice, I believe. It's especially certain ones like New Jack that were just always insane, which we'll get to.
I'm telling you guys, these shows, this is like some really, if you were an ECW fan, I think like Russo told us when we had him on, Jay.
Yeah.
He's like, these were the best shows that nobody saw because very few people saw these because it was behind a paywall. Imagine if these were free shows on TV. This was like an ECW vibe. There was nudity, there were chicks, and there was violence, and there was intergender, and there was blood and guts and swearing. This had adult themes to it. I fucking love it.
This was in fact, this particular, there's been ones in the past where they caught a lot of particular curse words or we'll say, anti this gender, that, whatever,
Yeah.
This one was completely uncensored from what I could recall as I was taking my notes, especially the New Jack promo. Dear God.
Holy shit. Did you caught what I caught too, then I assume. So we're going to talk about that.
Oh, yes. We'll get to it.
The New Jack promo is something else. I was like, holy shit. The New Jack promo is very, very interesting. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a second. But god damn, that was something else to talk. But it's very adult themed, it's very adult oriented. And if you're not into that, it's definitely not up your alley. But I like that stuff. I like a little edge to it. I like a little edge to my wrestling. So
yeah. It was very appropriate for that time.
Absolutely.
Some of it wouldn't fly today, depending on what was mixed in. Especially the treatment of women, that kind of content wouldn't fly.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of it, I can take.
That's the thing. It's like some stuff you might have a hard time kind of swallowing now. It might not be your cup of tea now.
Yeah.
It'd be very hard. But personally, I mean, my thing is if people are in on it, if everybody's working and then there's nobody's getting hurt and getting affected by it and everybody's having a good time, they're all in agreement that it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
More power to it. Have a good time.
Yeah.
But this one's it's edgy. It's an edgy product. And that's why I encourage everybody to watch these and just see how edgy these were, because they were edgy. So opening match. Yes, you said the word pills. Yeah, he said a lot. Rex, that was the least of what he said. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We'll open up a Triple X, Elix, and Low Key taking on AJ and D-Lo, who are this amazing makeshift tag team who are super over. Great chemistry together. And winner advances to the Anarchy. Now, these guys, Jay, hidden gem of chemistry with these two. How, they had no history. They weren't in WWE together or anything like that, but they just got some great chemistry together. They just flow very, very well. You notice that?
Yeah. You got two singles guys that I think we mentioned this during the last one, because this isn't the first time they've tagged. You've got two guys that are trying to stay on the main part of the card and keep them significant at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do make these tag teams like out of the blue, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. This one does work, but it still feels a little weird. But I mean, they're both so good, so it's not really. It's not like they're both good and then you put them together and then they stunk. No, they're still great. They're still great. It's just kind of funny.
It is. They fought before. Like, they had a lot of back and forth, but they did a hell of a job, man. I think these guys looked good. They looked good, looked the part. They looked like a team. But this was interesting. I wrote down it was a fantastic tag match, but the finish was badass. The way that finish just flowed. D'Lo pinning low key, and then they advance. But the way they hit that finish was just, the crowd popped. I don't know if you wrote that down, but I'm like, that crowd went nuts for the finish.
I think the big picture here is that these two, as big ego and talents that they are, Styles and D'Lo, they don't completely trust each other. They don't. That's the big picture here, because to remind the folks at home watching and or listening to this, they both have a very common goal here. They want that big title.
They do. They both want the title, but they're kind of like, I'll watch you. I'll keep an eye on I'll watch you watching me so we can watch each other. And so see who gets that title shot.
Right.
It's kind of like they were, like, what does Josh Matthews like to say, Jed? Strange bedfellows. Strange bedfellows. That's his term on that one. But
yes.
It's interesting to see how this plays out, because I don't remember how these two play out, but I think you hit the nail on the head that they have that kind of like weariness of each other, and it's teased in every match. So I like that. I like where it's going. We go from there to Goldilocks with Disco, Glenn Gilbert. I guess I'm gonna call him Glenn Gilberti here because they don't call him Disco. They call him Glenn Gilberti. That's what he's going by in TNA. But I can't not call him Disco. So
this is the first time when I was taking notes that I did not call him Disco, honestly.
Did you?
Everything before this
was
all Disco. But I feel like he's really, and we'll talk more about this as the episode goes on, but especially towards the end. But he's really stepped it up. When he first came into this company, he was like, awkward, just kind of like male chauvinist, ego, no direction, had the weird show that lasted a few weeks, and then he was gone. Now he's the lead of this locker room.
Sports Entertainment Extreme, bro.
Yes, that's like borderline, depending on where they're fitting in the card here, is like almost riding that gray line between super mega heel and almost a baby face, depending on what they're doing.
True. Very true.
The way he's amping up everyone and getting him focused, because for a while when Russo left, they were just the biggest hot mess. They couldn't do anything,
And even now, they don't win a ton of matches, but they're better. Adam's in the chat, Jay. Do you want to confront the man who tried to get you to overdose on energy drinks today? Do you want to confront him? Confront the man right here.
I know he was trying to be a bad influence. Usually I'm the one that's being a bad influence on my friends in the past, I'll be honest. Good old fun-loving J-Bone. What? He did what? Yeah, sometimes I am. I only one can today. I figured I was gonna just I was gonna need it today. I had no sleep last night. Double booked myself 2 shows today, and but we're okay. We're gonna make
your
it.
Credit, Jay. You did finish on time. You did a hell of a job. Bill got lost in the shuffle somewhere. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, he might have been he probably needed 240 milligrams of fuck yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna he's gonna make it to tomorrow. I'm supposed to see him tomorrow night. He never confirmed if he brought me half a dozen Philly cheesesteaks. I remember I asked him. I said, if you could put them in a cooler, then put them in your fridge at your hotel room when you get here.
Oh,
and he never confirmed or denied that he got them.
Oh boy!
So give me half a fucking dozen.
Oh boy!
Not all for me though. I was gonna give for some of the AEW guys, but this goes in there, and he's saying this is his biggest opportunity. He's gonna go for the NWA title. He dresses the team. He says there is no I in team, but he's gonna bring gold to the sex locker. But today there is an I, and that's me. I'm going to bring the gold back to the sports entertainment stream locker room. The Glenn Gilberti show starts now. I'm going to go beat the shit out of that Henderson hillbilly. And that, I don't think that was beeped. I don't think that got beeped. And I agree, Rex. This was like Glenn's top spot. This show was like the peak of Glenn. Again, another run of his that's so overlooked is his TNA run, man. It's such a good run. You know, Disco Inferno was good, but Glenn Gilberti was a great run. And God, I'm glad Pluto plays these. I hope they play them more. They should, on the Twitch, they should start airing these more. I really think they got to bring more attention to the Asylum shows because there's so much history in these. Yeah. Like, I mean, what have we seen in 44 weeks, Jay? The amount of talent,
Oh, just coming in and out. You never know when this legend is going to show up or that tag team is going to show up, and
it's insanity to me. Like,
it is.
Who keeps coming in and out of here? It's like shit, man. I mean, I cannot even keep track half the time of like all the debuts that have happened. So it's really going to be awesome to see. We're not even at show 50 yet. We're at show 44, and there's been so much.
Yeah.
So Glenn, it's crazy. So he leaves. So the next shot, so we go to TNA and West, but the next shot real quick is Glenn marching up the ramp, and he barges into Jared's locker room. Jared's on crutches because he apparently injured his hip and knee last week, and he unmercifully. I can't even say that word. Unmercifully. I can't even say the word. Thank you. Unmercifully beats the shit out of Jeff Jarrett with his crutches, takes it outside. Security cannot get there in time, which I love how I think Don West said it, Jay. He's like, no wonder they can never get there. They're probably taking coffee breaks all the time. That's why they can never break things up.
Yeah. Well, as funny as there was one security guy there, and he was bigger than both of them put together. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll be right back. And he leaves and
gets the rest of them.
Where are you going?
Yeah. They Disco, I love how we picked this up later on, but Disco beats the piss out of him. Like
a few times in this episode.
Exactly. And there's going to be more coming with that. So we go to the ring then. Okay, we're already at this then. The New Jack thing you mentioned, J-Bone. This is, oh boy. It's a 3-way qualifier for the Asylum match, the Anarchy in the Asylum match. New Jack, Sandman, and Sabu. Now, but here's the thing. New Jack and Sandman don't have any heat. They're on the same team. They're pissed at Sabu because he turned on Team Extreme. So this is the confusion coming in already. Sandman's music starts playing after New Jack's in the ring. He's like, cut that shit off. So he addresses... Oh, Jack, you want to go down the list. He starts addressing Sabu and how Team Extreme broke down and everything. But do you have a list of the things he mentioned him and Sabu did together? Do you want to just put that on paper real quick?
Oh, just I don't. It was all horrible, and the things the things that he said that he's like, yeah, you know what they do to sheep in Tennessee? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do to you. And I was like, oh dear Lord.
But he starts talking about like Sabu because you forgot how we were on pills with midgets going around, naked midgets running around wild.
Oh, that yes.
And
yeah. The naked midgets and pizzills and drinking and.
But Jay, the language here. At one point he goes, "You forgot about when that cocksucker Paul Heyman bounced checks on us. You forgot about when we never got paid for those toys that we signed deals." And when those, and this is crazy, this did not get beat. Again, I know it's 2003. I'm about to get to that, Drex.
Yeah.
I know it's 2003. And I know this word is very, very controversial now. But in 2003, people were throwing it around like no problem.
Oh,
the derogatory, the sexually derogatory F word, if you guys,
Yes.
That one. And again, I'm not going to say it. I mean, we've all said it and at one time or another, I'm sure, but I'm not going to say it here, obviously. But the way he throws, he's like, damn F who abandoned ship. And I was like, holy shit. My notes literally say, holy shit, this is controversial.
Yeah. It was loaded. It was funny. It was controversial. It was cringy. It was everything that we love New Jack for.
The best part of it was like cocksucker Paul Heyman. I was like, holy shit. But he calls out Sabu, and he doesn't see, he's like, I don't see Jeff Jarrett. And he's just like talking about how Jarrett brought him in. He promised, and he's like, hey, Jarrett brought you in, but you ain't gonna make it to tomorrow. He was threatening Sabu, but he implied that Jarrett brought him in, which I thought was interesting. Did you catch that? Best promo ever. Adam saying is Taz in 98 ECW. Hey Lawler, suck my cock. That was pretty terrible. That was nuts.
Oh man.
Yes, he said Sabu is a sheep, and then we know we do with sheeps in Tennessee. That's right.
Yeah.
Sandman at this point is out there, and he's out there in the crowd. He's doing the entrance. Sabu comes out, and but he did promise he's going to be worse than anything he's ever experienced. Sabu comes out. They start fight. The match goes on. It's basically 2-on-1, right, Jay? At this point, it's 2-on-1.
Right. Yeah. Sandman's doing his own thing. He's just taking his time getting to the ring. He's like, and that's what he's been doing since day one. Sandman, as much as he's part of Team Extreme here, he's got his own agenda. That's why he's part of this match. Yeah,
exactly. And it's weird because it's like it's a qualifier, but you have two guys on the same team on it.
Yeah.
It's a little controversial, I guess, in that sense that it's not traditional.
Yeah.
They go to a picture-in-picture, and Disco is still beating the shit out of Jeff Jarrett outside, which I thought was...
It's part two of that.
Part two of that. Goldie comes in on audio later on the match. He goes, hey, guys, patching in Goldilocks here, reporting live that Jeff Jarrett's on his way to the hospital. But these little details are great, Jay.
Yeah.
These little details, it's like you emphasize, like Goldilocks coming in live, and Jarrett's not going to the hospital. It just adds to the show, just more and more and more hype, which I love. At one point, so they're on the outside. There's a scissor lift by the balcony. This is a great spot.
Oh.
Sandman's at the top of the balcony. New Jack gets into the scissor lift after setting Sabu up on a table. And he's going like beep, 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 just raising up higher. Sandman's like, go higher, go higher. He goes all the way to the top, and dives off the scissor lift. Sabu moves. New Jack crashes through the table, pins him. Done.
Oh, did he crash through that table? That was an ugly crash. Like legs first. I'm thinking like, oh, New Jack just broke his legs.
That was risky, man. I'm like, you're right. I thought he busted his legs because that has to hurt a lot. That has to hurt.
Oh, yeah, because that's concrete below that table. And if part of that chair splinters, or if the metal goes through, I mean, you're risking a lot doing that spot. Not just the impact itself. I mean, you're risking impaling, everything. And some of these tables didn't exactly break how they were supposed to back then. I've noticed a few of these are a little cringy.
Stiff. You definitely have to try to go back first. That's where you can. Flat backing is where the tables really break.
Yeah.
I've been put through one table in my life, J-Bone. One. Being a fucking mark. I actually put a guy through it, but then I ended up through it as well. So long story, backyard shit back in the 90s. If you guys are anywhere near my age, which is going to be 39 this year, you know that backyard wrestling was the shit back in the 90s. So that's where the table came in. But
my only claim to fame is I was really drunk in the bar and I got chopped by an indie wrestler like as hard as he possibly could, and I was so drunk I didn't even feel it, and he just kind of looked at me like, damn, he bought me a shot.
I was gonna say, that's where your respiratory problem started. That's where it caved your chest in.
He caved in my fucking lungs.
It was worth it. It was worth it, kid. I used to see the Lucha Brothers on the Indies. AAW would there'd be these marks would come up to him and pay them to chop them, and they can film it for like their whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, the markies thing is to pay a wrestler. Like they're paying. And what I thought was great was, so if a guy, depending who the guy would pay, like if you paid Penta or Phoenix. So let's say you paid Penta, and Penta's like, okay, you know, and but Phoenix is behind the guy. The guy doesn't know if Phoenix is behind him. The guy's got his shirt off. Penta goes to, and then he kind of counts off with Phoenix. The guy has no idea. And he chops him at the front. Phoenix simultaneously chops the back.
Oh!
The guy's like, oh, fuck.
Dude gets double cracked.
Ooh, it hurts, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Barron's in the back with Traci Brooks, my favorite knockout of all time. All-time favorite knockout, Traci Brooks. She's gorgeous. Come on. She's married to a friend of mine now, which is this tough. Frankie Kazarian's wife. It's tough.
Lucky guy.
Lucky guy. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. Still is beautiful. Traci Brooks there with Bill Barron, says, hey, I want a match. And, you're going to have sexual harassment lawsuit on your hands if I don't get a match. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. And she's like, and then she's like, come on, she's like, come on, what about you? Come on, Goldilocks, don't you want to be more? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I guess, Bill, I don't want to just keep being the chick holding the stick. And she like looks at the camera all like wink. I was like, this is getting nuts. Then she tries to Traci starts flirting with Barons, and then he gets all smitten. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll see what I can do. And then he looks at Goldie. She's like, okay. And he looks at Goldie. And he's like, why can't you be more like that? It's fucking great.
And she gives the camera.
This I thought was great, though. Rex makes a great point. I thought the same thing. She literally offers herself up to him after threatening to sue first. Then she's like, come on, make it worth your while. Paul Nelson, I was born in 1981, by the way. Adam says he went through a table once at a strip club. Not the same effect. How you got to tell me that. I need to know this story. I need to know that story. Adam, I need to get you on. You got to tell me that story. By the way, Adam is fucking jacked. Jay, when you see that picture of Adam, the dude is ripped. And I definitely need him on our team because, yeah, he's jacked. He's jacked. Adam, we're going to train together at some point. One day, I'm going to train with this guy. We get a recap of AMW's tension, Jay, after this.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I didn't realize, Jay, it lasted a lot longer than I thought. Like that went on for several weeks. The whole AMW kind of tease breakup. This is almost like over a month now that they've been going at this.
Yeah, and they were one of the most popular teams at this time. Their popularity really grew quick. I mean, they became some local / national favorites at this time.
Yeah, and it's awesome because they were absolutely like settling into that team, that and they were individualizing themselves too, which I think ends up working out for them even better in the long run. But we get the match now. It's a qualifier. Before that, we go there with Goldie, and they're kind of facing off a match Denver thought we'd see. Storm is super fired up, and he's asking Harris to prove his loyalty. And Harris says, "Don't worry, I will." You still kind of don't trust Harris here, right, Jay? Like, I'm so weird.
Yeah, because he's he's been seen in other locker rooms, and that's not too sure about him. James is still.
You know what's funny? When you hear James in this early year, you forget, like, he was not as seasoned of a talker. It's crazy because the dude is a great talker now.
He is. He really turned into a hell of a promo guy.
James is fantastic. And again, I love that his actual license plate is SAYDL. Sorry about your damn luck. Victor Nash, we are seeing your comments. Yeah, we are seeing comments. We're just, we're talking. There's only two of us today, so I only saw one other. You talked about Trevor Murdoch earlier. It's nothing to do with TNA. That's why I didn't display it. But
Well,
Trevor,
we could say that. I mean, he is a former DUP.
he is okay. I'm sorry. You're right, Victor. Victor, yes, you're right. He is a former DUP. Jay, thank you. Trevor, my bad. let's point that out. Trevor Murdoch did win the NWA national title yesterday, and this is NWA-TNA. So, my bad. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
He is a former dub. This is NWA-TNA, and good for him. I like Trevor Murdoch. I loved him then when he was doing the dub stuff. We had our own dub cup on this show. The early days of this, Jay, I put on like number 14 the other day.
Oh boy.
I popped on my feed, and I was like, man, we've come a long way. The pod has grown with the background. There it is. The Total Nonstop Impact boned up cup. Courtesy of Mrs. J Bone. What's in there now? You eating out of that thing, Jay?
No. It just needs a dusting. That's all.
Adam's saying that Trevor owns a bar in Missouri. So we should go to that bar. Let's go over there and bring him the dub cup. Have him sign it.
Oh, that would be incredible. And have him, I don't know where you'd sign it on here. Maybe
on the cup.
How about on the cup? Eh?
Adam, we're coming down to Missouri when this is all over with. And Jay and I road tripping to Missouri. And we're going to see some wrestling. We're going to meet Trevor. It'd be great.
When it's a little safer for me. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm down. I already told Adam.
We'll spread my wings.
I already told Adam we're coming down there. He's got that game room and shit. We're hanging out in the game room, man.
Oh,
it'd be great.
And just do a marathon of 80s movies. I'm down.
Oh, he's got dude, Adam, one of the coolest dudes. He's look, we're invited. Official invite, Jay. Look at that. Please do. We're there. We're absolutely there. And thank you, Adam, for he's definitely he's part of the fight against what's going on out there, this COVID bullshit that's happening. Yeah. Adam is one of the key people who are, helping fight this goddamn thing. So thank you for what you do, Adam. I appreciate that. I tell him, for me, as you know, Jay, Nurse Nicole, the lovely lady of my life, is a RN. So that kind of stuff for people who are on the front lines of this thing, we appreciate you. And if we can get this thing to go away, if you guys got any pull, any stroke, can we get this thing to go away, please? Please. I'm sick of this shit. All right. Now we get the match. Harris and Storm. Now this was sold kind of in a way of like, we didn't think we'd see this match in TNA.
Yeah.
But I love that Don does tell a story, Jay, about the first match he saw of these two before TNA was a thing on an independent, and the match was so good that they got signed from it. I've heard about this match. I've never seen it. And it's taped. It was sold. I've never seen this match. I need to find this match.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I would love to, because I think it's from NWA Wildside. And I love that Mike Tenay points out, the referee was for that match? Man in the ring, Mr. Rudy Charles. Like, goddamn, Rudy Charles was the referee then.
He was, yes.
I like that, though. I really want to see this match. I've heard about this match from NWA Wildside, I think, and I heard it was so good that literally Jarrett was like, I'm signing you both. You're both in TNA. That's it.
That's pretty good.
I need to find it. Well, hopefully, if anybody knows where to find it, can somebody please get it to us? TNA does get word in the middle of the match that the ladies' match is going to happen. The lawsuit worked, or the flirtation. It's going to be Traci, Desire, and Trinity in a 3-way for a qualifier. But that's it. So interesting. So another early knockouts match before there was a brand. Bill the guard, where are you, Bill? Bill's in the chat, but where the hell is he? Where the hell is he?
I just reverted to the chat. What did we do? What did we do?
We left. You leave us, Bill? What's going on? Get your ass in here already. Pop in. Or he's dodging us, getting a chance to watch the show. One or the other is happening. But great match, huge match. Storm wins. Harris walks away initially, but comes back and says, "No, we're cool." Hugs him. They're friends. AMW stabilized for now. So good match, though, Jay. I liked it a lot. What'd you think?
Yeah, great match between these two. And it teased dissension at the end there, but then Chris Harris comes back to the ring, and they because when Storm stuck out his hand earlier before celebrating his win, Chris Harris leaves, and it's like, this team's done. It's no longer AMW. He gets about halfway up the ramp, stops, turns around slowly, heads back in, and you for a second you're like, oh, he's going to let James have it now for beating him. No, and then they hug it out, as they say now.
Hug it out, bitch. Hug it out. No, it was cool. I love the match, though. I want to see the other one. I really got to see the other one. Somebody find that for us, please. Eric Watts with Goldilocks. He's acting fake sad, like he's sad for Jarrett. He's really bummed out. And Goldie's like, you're not fooling me. Okay, Eric, you're not fooling me. And I still feel they're lost here, Jay. Like they are completely lost with Eric Watts here.
They're just spinning.
I don't know. They just don't know what to do. And he gets a phone call on a cell phone. He picks up and he's like, wait, is this the same Eric from WCW when I was there wants to come here? Oh, cool. Yeah, let's talk. And she's like, wait a minute, what's going on? So they're implying Bischoff right here.
Well, yeah, and here and there throughout on commentary, they keep teasing this. Hey, we need a person of authority to help run things around here. It's like, so wait, they showed Bill Barron's in the back. Is Bill Barron's not like
it's loose? It's like loose with him, right? Because he just like all of a sudden he's like the authority figure again. Like, I don't know. Barron's his whole thing's loose to me, though.
I mean, at least he wasn't hogtied here. I mean,
I forgot about that from the early 20s. I think he was hogtied and roasted. That guy. I forgot about that. Was a great one too.
Yeah, that was
squealing like a pig.
Jeff Jarrett just nailing all the authority figures to the wall.
Come on, Eric, you ain't fooling me. I love that. This is a reference to Lance Russell. You're not fooling me. Oh, come on, Eric. I love Lance Russell.
And this is a hot time. So bringing him in would be just ridiculous.
Oh God, but I love that Adam's making that time. Bill at the hotel. What's going on?
Hey guys.
You on the road, or you weren't on the road today? Were you? Had no match today, did you? Or show today, did you?
No show today. But so I was still out and about trying to get some activities in.
Nice.
When I got back, I was watching the show. I got about 75% into it. Out.
Yeah, we figured you crashed at some point.
Couldn't make it. So I came to about 10 minutes into you guys going on. So I quickly just finished the show and then hopped in.
Good
there
man.
You go.
So you probably saw we talked. We covered everything up until we're at the Watson Goldie thing.
Yes.
Where he watches lit as fuck, as according to Rex over here.
Yes. I won't say a reflection so far that it got me, the show. I think that's just me having not much juice left. So
No
I
worries.
don't think I could have watched anything and made it.
No, I figured. I want to ask about one thing that we already talked about. Actually, two real quick. Number one, how about that New Jack promo?
Oh yeah, my notes, because I think I popped it on like a few minutes before you got into that, and I was tempted to get on, but I'm like because I'm like I don't have the rest of the show down, but I think I had similar notes to you. I'm like, he just said what? Where are the censors? What's going on here?
No censors, man. They were off that day.
Here.
They were
Al
off.
Swearingen from Deadwood might as well have been in there. It was
yikes. It was a tough one.
I know we go through this discussion every other week where what they censor versus what they don't, who's doing that job, because like this one is right near the top of the list, that promo he did here. Like that just doesn't fly. It's shocking that no one's gone back over that and cleaned it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like no one really has gone back to censor them out. Now my curiosity is, does Pluto censor them out?
That's a good question.
Because these are broken up, not this one in particular, but some of the episodes have that commercial fade that goes out, even though it picks up right where it fades out. So they're set for Pluto. I'm not
they
sure.
Are. You can tell. You can tell that they are built in at times. So if that's the same one they're using, that'd be shocking. Almost.
I'm shocked if they do or not. I mean, these things are really like snuck in there sometimes. So I don't know if anyone's going through them or what.
Yeah, it's very underground. I'm sure the people that are catching it are like, "Ooh, what I catch here?"
Oh, wait, we're catching it. Right? So yeah, that was boy. That New Jack. And then I just want to ask you real quick about what you think of Harrison Storm. I thought that was a great match personally.
That was. And I did hear you say kind of like you could tell it's interesting. Like even when at the beginning of the show, when Don and TNA were running it down, the whole AMW pop is kind of going away a little bit from the crowd because like they've been teasing this for so long now. This is now weeks and weeks and weeks. Like this is now possibly 2 months of shows. They've been teasing this breakup.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost 2 months. Yeah.
So it's like, but obviously they both can really go, those guys. But obviously, but when you mentioned that first match where Don was putting over, like they had to get signed by TNA at the time. As soon as they saw that match, it was like, including Rudy, that just drove me off. I'm like, oh, Rudy.
I'd like to see that match. I need to see that match. I think it's Wild Side. That's where a lot of these guys came from.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure it was a Wild Side match.
Yeah. Someone's got to find me this match because you remember, if you recall, Don did say they was so good they taped it and sold it.
Correct.
He points that out.
Yeah, like that was the match of the show.
And I just like, man, I gotta see whatever this Wild Side match was. I got him signed because it just sounds incredible. And but this match here, this was an awesome match. So I like it. And think about this: the Storm and Harris feud, and this is not really a feud. It's like this was a qualifier. They kind of had to do it, but these two do go what I want again in the Impact Zone days. That's when they fast forward. They have 07, 06, and 07. They got a bit of a feud going on. Right before Harris leaves, then he comes back. Remember that he came back at one time with Matt Hardy, and there's like 3 incarnations of this feud, and I just love to fucking see this, man. So yeah, I really didn't see that first one though. We're on the hunt for the NWA Wild Side tape. It could be something as simple as it's on YouTube. I'm just like not even Googling it right now.
it probably is. Like you got to think it's because that was still a big independent at the time, so
it was.
I'm sure the footage is around. It's somewhere. Somebody has that.
No, I'm gonna.
It's probably been on some compilation out there somewhere. Not a TNA official one, but on somebody's.
I'm typing it right now. James Storm versus Chris Hicks. Oh my god, the first one that comes up is their Sacrifice 2007 match. The death match they did. One of the best. I'm trying to see if it is available. Not yet. I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. Legends Fest 2002. I think this is it.
Well, it actually was Legends. That's exactly what they say when they're talking about it.
This is it.
Like the Legends show. The Legends show, they call it.
That's the one because it's literally captioned the match. This was the match that made both men. So I am gonna add it to my likes, guys. If you want that, I'm gonna put this in the chat.
There you go.
Give this a watch, guys.
It's all on YouTube, right?
All on YouTube. It's a free match on YouTube. So I'm gonna get everybody.
We're putting it over.
I'm putting it over, man. Why not? I like this. Adam saying that the center guy was a gimmick.
Yes,
I agree. Because like he'll beep some things and not others. It's so inconsistent.
It was Keith Mitchell in the truck.
Mitchell in the truck. Come on. All right. So yeah, Watts is out of his mind. He implies Eric Bischoff here, which is weird. But it's the 3-way, which for the women, another very, very controversial segment coming up here. Traci Brooks, spelled Tracy with a Y, but which is funny to me because she does spell with an I. But what's funny to me is on purpose, Shane Douglas in these years used to always refer to her as Tracy with an I. He'd always call her Tracy with an I, but they spelled it with a Y. Traci Brooks versus Trinity versus Desire, as Jeremy Borash likes to call her. Desire. Qualifying match for the Asylum. The Asylum, Anarchy in the Asylum. Kid Cash comes down to run down Trinity. And I'm talking run her down.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about wrestling. Focus on me. The crowd starts chanting, "You suck," and he goes, "You think I suck? You should see this chick go at it." Which she kind of giggles at. If you kind of see, she does hold back a laugh on that one. So she was taking it okay.
She's corpsing.
Yeah. And then he tells her, "I'm going to give you two choices: door number 1 or door number 2. Door number 1 is me beating you down, handcuffing you, and dragging you like the bitch that you are. Crazy. Door number 2 is you getting on your knees and apologizing to me and fulfilling your contract and helping me get ready for my next match." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll choose door number 1." And she flips him off, and he slaps the fuck out of her. Like that's
yeah, he slaps her so hard she goes flying across the ring. It's oof.
But it was like abusive relationship slap style.
Yeah.
Like he and here's the thing. Everything aside, obviously it's a show. She knew she's in on it. This is not like he shot at her in the middle of the ring, right?
Right.
So let's establish that. Trinity is a stunt woman, and Cash was a secondary type trainer to her. Like she's trained, but he's veteranly showing her ropes and stuff like that. So she's the type to say lay it and like she'll take it because she wants to learn. So she's not. Nobody should think this is against Trinity's will. Like she's never come out and said, "Hey, keep shot on me" or anything like that.
It feels a lot like the early stuff with Jared and Alexis LeRae. Like she like how physical he was with her. It's like what did she steal at catering for Jared to be so rough with her? And it's like it was like those same vibes here. It's like, man, he just wants to take it to her.
It's incredible.
I know exactly what it is.
What's that?
You never finish off the grits.
Never finish the grits. Never finish the grits. I love grits.
That's a shot in the dark. I don't eat grits.
Thank you, Paul. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow night.
Yes.
So yeah. So he slaps her. He cuffs her.
Yeah.
And he drags her, and he's like beating her down. It felt like spousal abuse, man. It was so crazy. But again, she's in on it. It's a part of a show, but it can never fly today. Like that level of it.
Yeah.
Even though intergender's all over the place now, but it's pure wrestling now. But this is story. I mean, I enjoyed it for the fact that like it had a realism to me that I was like, oh fuck. What's going on here, man?
Yeah, I mean, he was ragdolling her. The camera cuts to Traci and Desire towards the end of it, and they were just like frozen, like jaw dropped.
I know, like you can tell. I think even they were like, God damn, Cash. Like Cash has always been a hard hitting guy, though. We've seen it over the years. His comebacks, when he came back as the bitter X Division guy in 2013, was my favorite Kid Cash incarnation. Because he was beating the piss out of these X Division guys, and that's kind of his thing, right? He is like he's a grumpy veteran. That's his thing, and he's good at selling it though. Mm-hmm. Funny to think he's a chiropractor now. That's what he does for a living. he's full-time shoot job as a chiropractor. So is Crowbar, by the way. Crowbar owns his own practice. Went to college. He's the chiropractor.
You can get a line by former TNA stars.
It's true. It's true. It's so funny. But Crowbar's, by the side note, Crowbar's been cutting these incredible promos on Twitter. They're really weird, but they're engaging. They're soft spoken, but they're really taking little shots at modern wrestling and stuff down south. And I'm like, whew, I can get behind it. So if you're not following Crowbar, give Crowbar a follow. He is
very entertaining.
I like it because he's like, hey, I own my own business. I'm rich. I have a sexy wife, and you guys are too busy flipping over each other, for no money on the independents. Like he's just like ripping everybody, man. It's great. Drinking wine in his wine cellar and shit.
He loves drinking the wine.
He does. Siaki jumps on commentary during this beatdown And he's like, if you ask me, Trinity got exactly what she deserves. Like he's just fucking like, fuck her. She got what she deserves. So it's two, and now it turns into a 1-on-1. And Traci does hit her what later becomes known as, if anybody remembers her finishing move, the pie in the sky, which is a crotch first dive that she does. You see that, Jay? That crotch first dive that she does?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was like knees to the face, like what they do in the corner once in a while. I thought that's what that was like supposed to be, because
they end up naming this move the pie in the sky.
You gotta love the names from that era.
Oh, I love it. But they don't call it that here. Siaki interferes, distracts the Rev. Young interferes. David Young's out there, and he hits Desire by accident, and then Traci wins the match. She wins her debut match.
David takes her out.
Man.
Full fist, boom.
Great worker. Him and AJ had some good matches too in Wild Side. That's another guy.
Yeah.
That's another guy to definitely check out. I liked but this was great. Traci Brooks, I don't know if you were here for that, Bill, my favorite knockout of all time.
I heard that. And it's interesting because obviously for a while she's like Miss Traci, and I know that the Traci with an I. But did you even notice earlier they referred the Lollipop as Ms. Lollipop?
I didn't catch that. No, Ms. Lollipop.
Ms. Lollipop.
Where'd that come from, huh? She gets involved later on. We'll talk about her in a second. But Traci Brooks, man, the my favorite knockout.
Start of an era, man. She's a long-term TNA. Like
she was there early, man. I tweeted it out from our account today about last week's debut, and she did give it a little retweet ski or like ski today. So Miss Traci did she dug it. It was cool, man. But she's part of that OG crew, the Goldie, Trinity, Desire, Traci Brooks. Like they're some of the early knockouts. What's up with Lakers today? He's pissed off.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer. No sound bites on this show. So we save sound bites for Tuesday. Keep it special. But I can definitely throw this one at you though.
Come on, man.
That's considered topical right now. That's considered topical. Come on, man. But no, this was so Traci wins. We go to Jerry, Lynn, and Red, tag team champions with Goldilocks. Jerry's like a little, Red puts Jerry over, talks about being the X Division champion, being respectful. And Jerry's like, it's nice to see these young guys can learn a couple things from the old veterans once in a while. But then he kind of turns a little bit, and he's like, but Red, that aside, I'm still not cool with how you took advantage of Ron Killings attacking me and then using that to kind of further your way into the X Division title match. He goes, the old Jerry would have let that go, but the new Jerry's not. So just a heads up, it's not personal, just business. So I do like the new edgier Jerry Lynn. This is a nice little story that going on.
Yeah, edgy
Jerry Lynn is fun. So then the match is Jerry and Red against Christopher Daniels, handicap match, because they, as a result of last week's match, it's a handicap match against Triple X. Lots of interference. Triple X comes out. Chairs involved. Red hits, Red on Red's knee. Lots of interference. Jerry's super aggressive. Hard chair shots everywhere. Jerry's like chair shotting the shit out of everybody. Especially on Daniels. You guys catch the one he hit Daniels with?
Yeah.
Like he fucking wrapped it around his neck.
Yeah.
Now, Trent, did we get an interrogators right before this?
I didn't have one. Did you have it written down? No.
No, there wasn't one. I think originally there was, and they took it out.
No,
I think they censored.
Really? What makes you say that?
Because I think there was a segment with the Harris brothers before this match that may not have made it, because it was made. They actually may have cleaned this episode in one spot.
Where did you get? Are you looking at some results that had the
yeah, because I think because I think the Harris it was a short one, but I think they got a little too they used some terminology in a segment with them, and I think they cleaned it out.
Where are you seeing that? Are you finding it somewhere else, or were you able to see that somewhere else?
I saw some snippets of it, but I didn't see it. But it wasn't on there, and
it was not on the
so
show.
No, it wasn't on the Impact Plus. But I think originally it was, and they just cleared it off of this one for some reason. Like supposedly they referred to like it was very racially motivated, the Harris brothers thing. So I could see why that might not have made it.
That's interesting. Let me see this. I'm trying to see if I can find that to confirm it. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. I'm now you got me curious because that's kind of interesting. Let's see.
Because as we keep talking about the whole censor stuff, it's interesting that this one, but maybe this was just like too much.
There's been a lot of controversy with those two because they do have, they do have SS tattoos and things like that. And I mean, it's never been confirmed, but there's been a lot of stuff, about them that's been said, but never like full on confirmed. But let me see here. I'm looking at a recap site.
Supposedly, they actually made a reference to the Aryan Brotherhood. I think that might be why it's out.
That'll do it, man. That'll absolutely do it.
But on live, but remember, this was a tape segment then, so they let it air live. You and Dave probably saw this live.
We probably saw a lot. Where are you seeing that though? Are you seeing it noted somewhere on a results site?
Yeah, one of them. Hold on a sec.
That's interesting. This is a very interesting thing. I'm looking on stuff. I'm not seeing it anywhere on anything I'm looking at. So that's great. But let me while you look.
That'll be other footage if it exists out there. We might have to put it out there.
That would where that would be on Dave's VHS because we record every one of these. So the completely uncensored to the bone. Dave's got him on VHS.
Oh, he's gonna have to dig that one out.
Because he asked me, he's like, "Do you want all these VHS of the TNA shows?" I'm like, "Well, I already bought them off this guy on DVD, so I have all these on DVD." But he's like, "Do you want the VHS?" I'm like, "I don't know where to put them, man. Like, you should keep them." So he's got the uncensored stuff, but I'm not seeing that anywhere, Bill. While you're looking at that, let me just
back to the match.
Well, here's the thing: the match finish was terrible to me. I gotta say, the chair shots cause a DQ, and then out of nowhere, we see the title being handed over to Triple X. And then TNA reminds us that the rule that was implemented 8-9 months ago is in effect, and we never really had a title match that ended in a DQ before until now, and titles can change hands on a DQ.
A loss is a loss is a loss, you say.
Yeah. But I remember them talking about this earlier. I kind of vaguely remember, like, Jay, maybe show 6 or 7, this got brought up. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Something tells me it came up during some tag team championship match with the church or something.
Yes, that was it. That was the one. I think they actually.
I don't remember who specifically was, but I think that's what it was for. The church versus someone, and it was some kind of stipulation also in the match, and they brought it up because the stipulation was weird. I don't know.
It was weird, but they had Triple X the titles. Daniels is holding them. You know, obviously they have the Freebird rule, and all 3 of them are kind of holding the title. I didn't like it. I thought it was a weak way to get it off of Red and Jerry, because what you could have done easily was because Jerry already implied that, hey, it's just business. I mean, he's already pissed off at Red. He could have just said, fuck it. And just like then they could have gotten into it during the match. You know, like Jerry could have had a little tension with him, shoved him, pile drove Red or something, and then let him get pinned and said, screw it. Then turn Jerry heel. That would have been easy right there.
Yeah.
Rex has found the Harris Brothers interview. Rex, details. Where did you find it? I need to know where you found it.
Yeah, I was trying to see if it was on YouTube because it's probably only a couple minutes, if that.
So it was taken out, huh? I want to know for sure if it was on this one or did they move it to another episode? I've seen stuff like that. Like, you know,
it does happen where it got shoveled over the course of the years.
But if they did mention the Aryan Brotherhood, but again, I question you, Bill, or not you. I question the move. You leave other things in here. But you remove that.
That just went too far for that.
Like
across the line.
There's been boobs on this show that didn't get blurred out. Straight up flashing.
But to be honest, there, Trent, you didn't even notice it the first time around.
I didn't, but I sure noticed when I rewound it. That's for sure. When I rewound that tape, what are you looking at, Jim?
That pause button, ooh, it's worn out.
That part of the tape is worn out. But no, I just, it was a weird finish. But I'd like, Rex, let us know where you found that. I want to see this. Now I'm curious where the fuck it is.
Yeah, he's watching it right now.
He's watching it right now. He's not watching us. Why aren't you watching us? All right, so now we're at the end. Where this is the Anarchy and the Asylum match. This is a long match. It took up almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was nearly half the show. That's where I struggled. They gave it just about a half an hour.
Half an hour? Okay.
Yeah. It felt longer.
It did. 15 men, 1 woman, Anarchy in the Asylum. And that's what this one is. Now I'm going to run down the participants as they kind of happen and what happened. Because a lot of stuff, for certain entrances, some stuff happens. So let me look over to my actually, I want to address this question by Paul. Trent, can you get them from Dave? Start a TNI vault for the best fans in the world. But no, Paul, they're all on Impact Plus. I don't need to get them from Dave. He's got them, but I mean, I don't know what good that would do. But maybe we'll do something for Patreon. Maybe we'll do something where we give away the tapes, the original tapes on Patreon.
Does he have like a wall like you do of these tapes, or like just like they all in like an old laundry basket in a attic somewhere?
Now they are. When we were back in the couch days, he had in the room we watched. He had a shelf, and back then it was DVD and VHS shelves, obviously, and he had this rack. And as we'd fill, because we could fill, I think if you record on SP, you can get 3 on each tape, right? Back in those days.
You're dropping old school knowledge from people of our era. The SP, the EP, the LP.
If you've seen the AAW trailers that we've done for tomorrow, Bill, you've seen they've been done in VHS format to look like they've been found tapes, and they got SP in the corner. I popped for that. SLP.
SLP. All right,
you can get 6 hours.
There you go.
6 hours on SLP. So I think we did
3 movies.
3 movies.
Movies on a tape.
I think we did 1 tape. I think we did EP, which was the middle. We got 4 hours. Yeah. So we do 2 episodes per tape. And like
EP
he's got
them go too.
Yeah. EP is good if you want to keep some quality. SLP, you're risking some quality. SP is primo back then. If this is all foreign language to somebody right here, there we go, Zach Bonnet. For those are a VHS emote. That's awesome.
Wow.
Hakeem, this is where Hakeem's too young for this. What's SLP exactly?
Well, that's what I was expecting. Many of those comments from the more youthful group.
Hakeem, these are VHS tapes, and you can tape them in 3 modes: SP, SLP, or EP. Each one had different quality levels, but different time allotted to the tape. This
became really big, especially like in like a pre-DVR world.
Oh,
if
big
you wanted to tape, like when I was at home taping pay-per-views, just like you guys, like Dave was, and it would be like, that's 3 hours long. If you just put it on like kind of normal, you had a risk of that tape not covering it.
That's true.
So you had to switch the setting. And if you didn't switch the setting, make sure those heads are clean. We're going old school right now.
Old school, man. Now Rex is saying what the promo was. They call Ron Killings and Conan street thugs, and Saddam Hussein a piece of shit. They call multiple people pussies, and say that the Brotherhood runs the street and the pen. That's the Aryan Brotherhood they're talking about.
Oh.
But Rex, where is it? Where did you find it? I need to know where this actually exists. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a little too much inferred here. It sounds like probably even like at the time they knew, that went too far.
Aryan Brotherhood stuff's never Nazi stuff is never gonna get over. Like that's never gonna even be like in the controversy column. Like the man on woman violence in terms of a wrestling program, fine. It's in the controversial column. It's in the intense column. Even some the racial implications that Conan's doing in the controversial column. Even some of the sexual stuff, like even pushing limits back then was still not enough because it was so widely accepted. But Nazi propaganda. That's not going to work. You cannot do that. You absolutely cannot get away with that even back then. But yeah, Hakeem, I could see why that was taken out too. Sorry. Also, the fact that it could clearly be, they clearly chose a guy because he was white.
Yes, everything about this interrogators was just off the rails.
Which one's the white one? What? Rex is still not telling me where he's finding this. I need to know where this
He's got the secret stash.
I'm curious. I'm just curious, who actually has it?
Well, that's why I put it as a note, and I'm like, question, because I'm like, if anybody, you may have remembered it that first time around because it was like so crazy, but I don't think it was long though. It's like they got a lot in a short amount of time. It seems.
Fuck. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's not on YouTube. So Rex got it somewhere. But goddamn, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, there's a shoot from them during the, I think, one of the early TNA episodes, maybe number 17, but that's it. But that's about it, man. So this is some controversial shit. Interesting. Wild West back then, guys. Wild fucking West. All right, let me run down here. Let's get the Anarchy set up. So we start off with Brian Christopher, who's back out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden, Brian Christopher's back.
We missed Brian Christopher.
Yes, he is back. David Flair is not. D-Lo starts off with him. I was going to go in order here on just who came in when. I don't have eliminations. I don't think that was important to put down. It was like kind of going all over the place. But Brian Christopher, here's the participants. Brian Christopher, D-Lo, Sonny Siaki, James Storm. When James Storm comes in, David Young interferes, and Chris Harris jumps in there to save him, but then ends up costing him the match. So Harris costs Storm. They go up the ramp together, very pissed off looking. Kid Cash comes in. Rick Steiner's a surprise entrant. Forgot he appeared this early. Mike Awesome comes out with the table at this point. Let's see here. The rules are kind of just wacky. Like everything's just like chaotic. Just incredible. Ron the Truth Killings. Traci comes down and Lollipop attacks her on the ramp. But this doesn't end here, guys. He attacks. Keep in mind, Kid Cash's beef is with Trinity. But this just turns him into a complete hater of women at this point because
he's no ma'am. He's Al Bundy right now.
He's Al Bundy for sure. Well, Traci and Lollipop are fighting, and Cash comes out and beats both of them up. Just beats them both up. Slugs, just throwing slugs at him. Just like, wait a minute. What did they ever do to you? Just takes them out. Saturn comes out. Cash back in the ring. The Masked Luchador makes an appearance, runs in, eliminates Cash. Still no answer on who this is. And this would have been a good way to debut whoever this was. Disco and Harris brothers interfere. Conan comes out. Buff Bagwell, who I talked about a little while ago. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking I was on another. I guessed it on another podcast before this. I brought Buff Bagwell. I was a guest on a Two Heels and a Face podcast, hyping tomorrow's AEW show, and I brought the Buff Bagwell story that I had from the Atlanta airport. Buff Bagwell comes out. AJ Styles, Sabu, Raven attacks Sabu. And as this goes on, Disco, Glenn Gilberti, wins the Anarchy in the Asylum. So now let's fill in the gaps. Anything stand out to you guys in this one? That's kind of the flow. Didn't put the eliminations in. Just kind of got you.
A lot going on.
Way too much to note the elimination. I just wanted to get us to the participants and to the end. Fill in the gaps. Anything stand out? Let's start with J-Bone on this one.
One of the craziest eliminations, in my opinion, was AJ eliminating D'Lo Brown towards the end of the match. I mean, he kicked him so hard, D'Lo went flying out. It was nuts.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Anything else, Dan? Elimination wise, it was too bit standard, right? Nothing too crazy. What else? Bill, you catch anything in this one?
I was, and it's interesting because last week we had the debut of Sabu. And actually, they even cleaned it up on the video when they did the recap to start the show. Mm-hmm. And they didn't show him barely missing his spot. they waited till he was in the ring, so they cleaned that up nice.
Yeah, okay.
But Sabu very over here with this crowd, and I thought he looked really good in this match. I was like, this is good Sabu. This is like he was looking good in this match, and in this kind of craziness is right down in his wheelhouse. Like this works, this format for him. And I thought, because I've said it before, like in early ECW, that was my guy. I was the biggest mark for Sabu there was. When the lights went out, I was freaking out. Like that's honestly, he's one of the main reasons I kept going to the ECW arena was to see Sabu. So like this was like vintage post ECW Sabu. So that's what I really liked in this match.
Yes, and he was so fun. I was a huge Sabu guy. To me, he was one of my first like obsession. Like, wow, this guy is, because I mean, you're saying it right here, Bill. He was something like people were buzzing about this guy.
Yeah, he was an attraction. He wasn't just a wrestler. He was like the circus coming to town. It's like, oh, Sabu's on the card. This is going to be crazy. You don't know what you're going to get, what's going to break, who's going to get hurt. Like it's wildness, and it's just unexpected craziness is going to ensue. And that's what Sabu was. And the other thing that this made me think was, I know a lot of people have kind of given current Impact grief over maybe the last couple years. At times they go to ECW, ECW focus. But looking at watching these shows, these ones, we've said it before, the basis for TNA was WCW and ECW. So that's ECW true. Is the founder. Like, these guys aren't just like ECW guys. Yeah, that's what they're most known for. But these guys they're the legends of TNA because they're really here at the forefront. Yeah. Not Tommy, who's still around there, but Sabu. These are the grandfathers of TNA here.
If you think about, you're right, because you have some core ECW guys here.
Yeah, that's like saying like up north, Shawn Michaels, we don't want you here for this week but like Sabu, yeah, well, let's get some guys over for a couple weeks of programming. I'm fine with that. Sign me up.
I agree. I'm 100% with you on that. I'm a big fan. Sabu for me was just there was a buzz around Sabu. And I'm not sure if you were checking out the magazines. We're always talking about this guy because he was a mysterious fucking guy.
Yeah,
he'd come out in the Hannibal Lecter straight jacket, strapped to the gurney. Come out. And they release him. He'd be a fucking lunatic. He'd never speak. I remember he uttered one word one time, and he said like yes or something like during a backstage promo. But he never spoke. For years, Sabu never said a single word until he got to up north for that failed ECW reboot. That's the only time they had made him cut promos. He never spoke. He muttered one or two words.
What was his manager in ECW that did all the talking for him and RVD?
Right down the middle, daddy. Bill Alfonso.
Bill Alfonso. Thank you. I could picture him. I couldn't think of his name.
Who got all new teeth, by the way? Did you see that, Bill? He's got a fresh set of choppers.
Because he looked a little different. And I'm not just saying because of the years. Everybody looks different over the years. But I noticed he was recently on one of the indies that was running in Indiana. Yeah, AIW. Wouldn't be surprised if start seeing Fonzie around a little bit more. But and Fonzie was great. Fonzie was great too.
We almost had him come to AAW. There was a car coming over, and he's like, "Can you get me on?" It was the last minute. It wasn't in the budget, and it's kind of like, "What are we gonna do with him?" He was like, "Where do we put Fonzie?" It was like last minute. I love him though.
It's almost like you want to do some type of angle with his ECW ties.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's a little tough when you don't have any. It's last minute. We don't have time to plan.
Just need him to blow that whistle.
Yeah, it was great. But Sabu was so they put him on top here, but Disco does win. Obviously not the end of Sabu, but Raven and Sabu are kicking off the feud now, and this turns into something pretty fun. So that was 44 guys. What else?
Oh, James Storm is the first elimination, and from what I don't remember specifically what it was, but Chris Harris has to do with his elimination. He and David Young do run in and interfere in the match. It's no DQ, so it's there's no anybody ran in during this match. The Harris brothers, everybody and anybody, and I remember. Harris did something, and then James Storm got eliminated. They left together, but they both kind of looked at each other like what happened there?
Yeah, we gave him that look like what the fuck happened,
Yeah,
because he bumped into he ended up bumping into to Storm.
That's what it was,
costing him the match. And then he got
he
eliminated.
Bumped into him, and then Siaki clotheslined him over. That's what it was. Yeah. And so then they were looking at each other. Harris is like, I was trying to help you, this was your shot. And first eliminated, didn't end up so hot. Anything else? Harris brothers did a lot of interfering. In fact, the Harris brothers eliminated a few people here, which is I don't, it's, I understand that it's DQ, but I know there's been other matches before where someone got eliminated by someone who wasn't in the match and they were allowed to return, but obviously that was not the case here.
No, there was a little bit of that. Like I said, the eliminations were kind of like all over. There was a lot of chaos with the eliminations, so I wasn't really too concerned. But the Storm one was one that we definitely had to. Storm one was a little, because that leads to other shit.
Yeah.
So we'll
see, and this was all to help Glenn win anyways.
At the end of the day, yeah. So it's kind of good to get Sports Entertainment Extreme back into a stable spot. So it's Glenn and Jarrett. That's going to be the match. It's probably one of Glenn's biggest matches, I got to say. He did fight for the NWA title. It's coming up. So did they say, is it next week? Is it the following week? Or did they not say?
I think so. I don't know.
I remember them saying when it is. So
usually we're going back into that TNA where it's like, and they got an upcoming shot. When we don't know.
We don't know.
So when Raven eliminated Sabu, he turned around, looked at the camera back towards the ring, and he had like the Thriller contacts in. It was crazy. Like these glowing yellow eyes. It was like, whoa, what the hell was
constantly evolving, man. The guy's just an artist, complete artist. But that was episode 44 at NWA-TNA, guys. Fun one, another good one. We're really cooking at this point. I think everything is just firing at this point. So I enjoyed it. I love the throwbacks. Paul Nelson wants to know who's going to do the voiceover for Bound for Glory this year. That's a question. Maybe I can do it. I can do my Barry Scott impersonation.
Oh boy!
Like, for many years we have gone bound for glory. Just kind of do one of my. Just jump into that. So I'll do my best Barry Scott. Maybe I can audition for that. Send over.
I wouldn't be surprised maybe if they use some footage or something to do a little honoring of Barry Scott.
I think they should.
With some of it. Yeah, I think it'd be fitting.
Splice a couple promos together, a couple lines together or something. Yeah.
Kind of fade it in. Right, like have him do like the final line, like "Welcome to Bound for Glory," like do have him kind of be like the last moment, a tribute to Barry at the end. Because the one you used for the tribute we did, like the "Remember They Were Dreamers," and that one, and that's from the earlier this year, right? The TNA tribute show or the reunion show they were going to do.
Yes.
That to me was a very chilling one. I love that one. That one, I've watched our intro on that several times just because it gives me chills hearing Barry talk. And still to me, the 2017 Slammiversary where he's with the ring light sitting in the chair. We were there, Bill.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one of all time.
That's a very good one. And kudos to Jay again for that. That was very well done.
You did a great job of that one, Jay. I absolutely love it. If I could, I'd play it on it before every show. So
that was you, and that took some thought too, because I found a bunch of old promos, and I was like, oh crap! Now what do I pick? So it's kind of just, what hits you as you're listening to it. I mean, they all hit you differently because his voice is so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
But then you kind of like listen to like what is going to be more sentimental towards what's going on right now, and that happened to be for like this year. So I was like, okay, let's do,
it's great stuff. Great stuff. It was, guy, can you imagine had Barry lived? I part of me feels like they would have convinced him to do Cameo. Could you imagine if Barry Scott got onto Cameo before the year was over and started just like selling cameos? Like, I would have dished whatever he cost. I was like, guys, here's the charge, split it 5 ways. We're getting Barry Scott to do total nonstop impact.
Total nonstop action.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We could probably splice in some Barry Scott, because I'm sure at one promo he says total nonstop, and then we can splice an impact. We can probably do it. I'm gonna talk to some video guys. I know maybe we can splice one in, steal one away. As a tribute.
J Bone's Twitter got the Rex. He sent the link for that.
I want to know where that fucker is. That's crazy, man.
Oh boy.
Just insane to think, though. Like I said, insane to think that it got, it was taken out, because they don't take out anything. So I'm surprised it didn't even slip through the cracks, because nothing.
So you got to imagine that probably got the cut years ago on like an early censor job.
Yes, I think you're right. I think it got it early on, first wave. Maybe prepping for some of the throwback clips or best of highlight reels or something like that. So it probably got taken out early.
Rex is even saying, play the audio.
No, should we play it?
From the Harris Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't think we should play it on here. I mean, it's a little. If they well, go ahead, Jay. You're gonna say something.
I was gonna say we can mention things that they talked about vaguely, but no. I don't want someone coming up in here like just happen to be like, oh, well, this is one of my favorite episodes. I want to listen to this review, and then no, it's too much.
Especially if they took it off out of respect to them removing it. I'd rather not play on our show either. I think it's there's a reason it's removed, right? So
yeah, they wanted to lock it up in the vault for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that. But that's it, guys. That's 44, man. And finished at a good time today. We babbled for the last 10 minutes. So I think we finished at a good time with us today, too. So we're doing pretty good. We're doing
somewhere Ingrid is smiling.
Somewhere she is. She was nervous. She couldn't handle the fact that we were going on good time yesterday. It like shocked her, so she left. She left early. So I can't handle this. But
who are we kidding? She couldn't handle the scumbag.
That's right. That turn off.
He's a ratings surprise scumbag appearance.
I
thought we might get a surprise scumbag appearance tonight.
I thought so. But he's over at his brewery doing stuff. But let's keep it that way, Bill. Let's not say his name a third time. He might just poof appear.
That's just like a Beetlejuice thing.
Yes, basically it is. But thank you guys for hanging out. That was episode 44. We appreciate that. Just another quick reminder, tomorrow night. So thanks for the time change to you guys as well. Everybody in the chat and listening on audio. Bill and I will be tomorrow night at AAW in Chicago. The return from my home, AAW. And it's going to be a very interesting and emotional night for the AAW family. It's Bill's first AAW show. So welcome, Bill. I'll be seeing you in person. It's been a bit. I haven't seen you since Bound for Glory last year.
Yes.
It's been a while. Been a year. I haven't seen it in about a year in person. I see you every week, but I haven't seen it in person in a year. But we're going to be at Fight TV, guys, tomorrow night, $12.99. Order that. There is some Impact talent on it. Some things going on. Great matches signed for it. It has turned into a phenomenal card. You're not going to want to miss it. Spend $13. Have a good time. And Bill, if you're there tomorrow, everything's going to be on the up and up. Temp check, social distance, sanitizer, you name it. It's all going to be on the safe. So enjoy.
Like
but guys, thank you all again for joining us. Let's get the plugs in here. J-Bone, you double duty tonight. Thank you. You're a trooper. I appreciate you switching with us tonight.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Who booked this shit? I was double booked tonight. baby. You can find me over that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing all things wrestling. I'm feeling quite smashed right now, to be honest. I might just pass out on my keyboard.
Yeah, you did better than me. I passed out before the show. You'll pass out after.
I made it to the last minute of AEW and missed the finish and said, crap, I'm live in 5 minutes. What happened? So, yeah, it's been a night. So, yeah, Smash This Podcast is on YouTube. You can find it on Twitch. We're growing the Twitch, folks. Head on over. You want to help support the podcast, grow the Twitch. We're at 33. We're trying to hit 50.
And you're doing a special this Saturday, correct?
This Saturday, we are doing a Twitch exclusive of a Victory Road review. So please join me over there for that. And what I'll probably end up doing is downloading it when we're done and then putting it on YouTube like a few days later, something like that. So if you want to see it right after it happens, we'll be live on Twitch. Go support the fam. And you can find it on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter box. Me on the Twitter box, JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. Holy shit, I can still spell good night.
But yeah, as you mentioned, Jay will be doing the night of reaction to although not reaction, but the review of Victory Road Sunday. TNI will loop it into part of the Impact Plus weekly on Sunday night. I'm sorry, Jay will be there Saturday. We'll do it on Sunday, loop it into the Plus weekly. We will just quickly mention the results of Explosion, but we'll talk Victory Road. So Jay, if you can contour the somehow get creative with your artwork and make it half Explosion, half Victory Road, see how cool, see how creative you're feeling on that artwork. But we'll loop it in on Sunday. But go to Jay on Smash This Podcast on Saturday for the post show. He's taking care of the post show, and then Mark's joining you, correct?
Yes, Mark, who's been on here before in a few Sunday dinners, as we like to call them now.
Now, yeah, Sunday dinner.
Yeah, it's that was Kyle's. Yeah, he's deemed them the Sunday dinners. So yeah,
that's a good meatball.
That's a nice meatball. So that'll be that's the weekend programming.
That's funny.
Bill, where can people connect with you and follow some of your adventures? You're posting today, I saw.
I am. I'm trying to make sure I advertised it. I'm trying to stick through it. I actually have a couple more pictures I haven't even put up yet. So that you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Same thing. My name at William M. Gardner, Gardner, and I will continue posting throughout the trip, and then I'll start getting into that back catalog on those off days.
Nice, guys. You can follow me at Trenzaberry on Twitter and Hemi Music on Twitter and Instagram. Support the band. We got a bunch of new T-shirts out, so definitely give us a little love. I got to start promoting that a bit more. So definitely, guys, give us some rock and roll to go with your quarantine. We got you covered. But we got T-shirts, hemimusic.com. Jeremiah's in the house. What up, Jeremiah? What's going on, brother? So support that, guys. Also, the show you can follow at We Talk Impact on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just type in We Talk Impact, all one word, or just type in Total Nonstop Impact. Comes right up on all the social media platforms. Audio, the show is available on audio on every audio platform you can imagine. Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Geo7 as well, and Pandora, and also Amazon's new podcast platform. So Amazon does carry us. We are part of their new beta program for podcast. Alexa will play Total Nonstop Impact. So check that out. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave your feedback. We'll read some cool comments on here. So
it's critical that you do so.
It is very critical. We appreciate that. All night, no signals. Critical. Sorry, critical sting. But he's here. He showed up though. But also, guys, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. Follow, subscribe, cheer bits. Thank you to everybody. This week was bonanza on Twitch. So I can't wait to see the reports come out of the numbers.
Elvin into September.
September went out strong. So thank you guys very much for that. We truly appreciate that. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Bill is rocking the throwback shirt. Look at that. You got 4 shirts available, including the cast of characters, new one.
Which I was wearing in case I got on the press pass today, but that's a story for another podcast.
Stay on. I did talk to our pal Ross Foreman today on the phone, and I got something to tell you both afterwards. So we'll talk after that, after the show goes off the air. So other than that, I think I covered everything, guys, right? I think I've covered it all.
You can always hop into Discord because I'm not sure if it's going to definitely happen again, but I know Truck has been hosting a watch along of the upcoming pay-per-views.
Oh yeah, and I want to apologize. I saw someone in the chat earlier, but I've been like half awake through this whole review, so I apologize. We usually do the Explosion watch along on Wednesdays, but today was
it was packed.
Yeah, I had my stuff. I had to set up this show. Bill's making towns. We're usually the ones that are on it. So I'm sorry it didn't happen 2 weeks in a row. I feel really bad. We'll try our best to have it come back next week. We'd like to have it grow into something, but it's one of those things that it just doesn't catch a lot of live views. So I'm not sure if we're going to keep it around. We'll be honest.
Yeah. It's tough because even the Impact official one it's not huge.
they get a couple dozen views during it, to be honest. I mean, just watch it on the Impact one, watch it on the Impact Plus app when it comes out. It usually comes out like right after we review the week before. That's the funny part, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I think more people watch it on Plus anyway. Yeah. They don't promote it for Twitch, barely. Maybe
like honestly, like until really, I think it was Terrence is like, oh yeah, they play it every week Wednesday. I'm like, they do.
Yeah.
It's in the schedule, and then they changed the schedule, and then they didn't change the schedule. It's been really weird. So it's been partially our fault. It's been partially their fault.
You have Gary here. Like, I'm not even sure it was on.
You wouldn't know. I mean, I wish they'd put it out there. They don't really give it any love, and I'm like, it shocks me that their shows don't get enough love. They themselves just kind of neglect it. Shocks me. I don't know if they need to assign more of a team to it. Not sure, but I hope they would. But either way, I think we might just lump it into Sunday. It might be one of those things where we're already talking about it Sunday. It's one of those things that'll be casual. If we can do it, if people are nobody's doing anything on a Wednesday and we're all just hanging around, pop on. Personally, I'd like to turn into more show. I'd rather turn into another unique show rather than just another watch along for something that we're already talking about Sunday. So we'll discuss it. We'll let you guys know with enough time if it's going to happen. But I think that's everything, guys. We appreciate it. We'll be back Sunday night. We'll talk a little Victory Road. Join Jay and Mark on Saturday on Smash. Talk to them. Bill is going to be on the road. I'll see you tomorrow, Bill. Actually, hang on. I'm going to talk to you in a minute after this. But if you are going to AAW tomorrow, definitely come say hello. Because some people are going to be going. Say hello to us. We'll be there. Get your autograph from Bill. He's giving out free autographs on and 8x10s and handshakes. I'm sorry, no handshakes. It's COVID season.
Get him free while you can, because he might be checking up. He might, as he's making more towns, he might check up that price.
But the hot dog only goes so far with the handshake.
That's true. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging. On that note, we're out of here. We appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Find me the name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total nonstop impact.
My name's Sean, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impactin'. His mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals, and you are listening to Total
Nonstop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.